Necessity-fueled invention for Jane Chen and Alex Denner, founders of Taiwan-based Empress Hot Sauce. Their decision of venturing into the condiment business came about after Alex found himself running out of his favorite hot sauce. But Empress Hot Sauce is more than just about manufacturing and selling a spicy condiment. I caught up with Jane and Alex, and they shared their story in this week's edition of Taiwan Talk.
When we were kind of running out to the last drops of the hot sauces he brought back from the US, he decided to start making his own just for fun. And when he was in the morning markets, just walking around, doing a little shopping, he saw Erwin mangoes next to chili peppers. And then he remembered that he had a mango habanero hot sauce that was running out. So he said, why don't I give it a shot and see what happens if I combine Taiwan's best tasting mangoes with some chilies. And surprisingly, when he made it, it turned out really great. We sent it to a lot of friends for Christmas. And even more surprisingly, a lot of friends who were visiting Taiwan asked for more sauce so they could bring back as gifts to the States.
Okay, it's not just about throwing in a bottle of mango juice into a bottle of spice, is it?
No, there was quite a bit of trial and error. So she's being very kind, saying that it was good right off the bat. I would say it was good after many, many, many attempts. It actually became something where you kind of tinkered and you dialed in the spiciness to the sweetness. Then you had to think about where you want the journey to go. So we've always talked about our hot sauces as giving you a journey. For mango specifically, we always knew that we wanted people to taste the mango up front, and then we wanted the spice to sort of come in afterwards. After all the sweetness has coated your mouth, then the spice kind of hits you a little bit softer. But when we did that, we actually found that the mango was too sweet. So we actually had to add something up front to cut through that sweetness. And that's where we found ginger. So that's a little bit of mango, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of spice. So it gives you a nice little journey. And at the end, it's spicy. But in the beginning, you taste a lot of mango, a lot of ginger. And then in the mid note, you get the goji berry. You get other types of spices that we're putting in, a little bit of the vinegar. And then again, the spice at the end. So it took a long iterative process to actually get to where we're happy with it. And we're still semi-tinkering with it today.
Okay, so was there anything in your background before you started making your own hot sauce to indicate that you could actually make your own hot sauce?
So from a professional background, no, I was in a CPA position, so I didn't actually have any cooking experience. But I was a tinker in kitchen. I like to do a lot of home cooking. And I'd always try to create something that was unique and tasty, as well as kept us interested. Because when we lived in New York, there'd be so much variety out around on the street that you'd always see, oh, I want to try to copy that. How can I do that at home? What kind of skills can I learn? So it was kind of more on the hobby side that really became a business somewhat.
Jane, where do you fit into all this?
Well, I was his first taste tester. So I always say that if it wasn't for my taste buds, this business probably wouldn't have started. But for me, I think growing up in Taiwan and then going to the States for college and then working in the States, one of the things I've always wanted to do was to tell a Taiwan story abroad that folks could understand, that folks could identify with or experience with. And when Alex started coming up with the sauces and people were excited to know more about these ingredients that he was using, that to us felt like a natural partnership between the two of us. Because as he's using his creativity to create these sauces and to make all of these flavors, it is also telling a different kind of Taiwanese story to a broader audience that I could help to create. So it was kind of a natural combination of both of our interests and both of our, I would say, missions in life to become a business in this way.
Okay, tell me about the Taiwan story. What message are you trying to tell with the hot sauces or through the hot sauces?
Yeah, so for us, one of the things that we kept saying when we were abroad was Taiwan is very well known and really well established in the hardware, in the semiconductor, and all of this incredible technology, and bubble tea, of course. But the one thing that we always remembered every time we were in Taiwan was the incredible amount of ingredient and fresh produce and the things that are growing from the land. Right, for such a small island that's even smaller than Florida, our variety of produce and its intensity of flavor is unmatched. And that's the story that we want to tell to the world, is that Taiwan's little tiny island has so much more to offer than just hardware tech, right? And we're excited for the chance to be able to say, you can taste, you might not be able to fly 8,000 miles to Taiwan, but in a bottle, you can taste some of the world's best pineapples, some of the world's best mangoes, right? And that comes from this tiny island in Asia.
Tell me about the tasting process. What do you go through when you're tasting these sauces, and what makes you decide it's going to be not necessarily good enough, but it's good enough to wow? Because that's what you really want to do. You want to wow, right?
Exactly. So again, it all goes through the tasting journey. So we kind of also, once we have the ingredients lined out, we create the tasting journey and we say, does it hit the notes that we want to hit on the journey? On top of that, we also have like a shorthand sort of rubric where we're like, is it too spicy? Is it too sweet? Is it too spice forward? Is it unique enough yet still common enough to be used every day across multiple cuisines? So we test it with not only Taiwanese food, we taste it with other types of Western food, we taste it with other ethnic foods as well, just to be sure that it pairs across boundaries. And then we have one sort of real qualitative test at the end. It's like, do people pick it back up? Do the employees, do we sort of crave the sauce a bit after it's being done? Do we want to put it up for the next meal, for the next week? Do we want to pair it for every meal for the next week? And it really is one of those kind of qualitative factors that really helps us hone it.
Okay. Jane, what role do you play in all this? Because obviously Alex is driving the tasting and the development. What do you bring to the table, for lack of the better?
I ask myself that every day. It's hard working with such a creative person. He has this creativity, I think, with the sauces and with product development, and I live more in the sales and marketing world.
Which I find extremely hilarious, because you've got your CPA doing the recipe and product development, and you're living in the sales and marketing. So where do you want this to go?
Yes. So I think a big piece of it is we want folks to be able to experience the incredible ingredients of Taiwan, and also this unexpected pairings that go so well together in the sauce, right? So we always say that Empress is here to bring magic to your meals, because just a drop can really transform your dishes. For somebody like me who doesn't really know how to cook, these sauces are really designed for that. Put a little bit of passion fruit mustard on the zucchini and put it in the oven, and your zucchini will taste better than it's ever tasted before. So we believe that this message can go across the world, right? We are currently in Taiwan. We are also expanding in the US, and we have our first stockists in Europe as well. So we're slowly expanding, and we're excited for the chance to be able to say, hey, there are these flavors from Asia that can really change the way you eat, and that can open your eyes to what's available in the world.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a sourcing question. Do you know where your fruits and peppers come from?
Yes, we had incredible relationships with we call them hero ingredients. So for example, our pineapples, our mangoes, predominant flavor ingredients, we had great farmer relationships. But when Alex and I first started this in 2020, I went on Facebook and just found farmers and started to build those relationships. And we still work with some of them now, where we just buy all of these fruits from them because we know they're great quality and we know they're consistent. And so that the product that we're putting out is consistent. And what we're excited about is, as we're telling this more global story, we can also help them stabilize their revenue too.
Okay, I was going to ask about that. So the weather hasn't exactly been very kind over the last few years, right? Have you had problems with raw ingredient supplies?
So absolutely. We've definitely seen variations in products availability during the season. And for that, we've actually sort of built out our own supply chain. So we started the farmers for the most part, and then we've actually created processing steps midpoint upstream, so we can have fresh mangoes all year round, or the same quality mango all year round, where we process it during peak season. And then, okay, so we have a big sales request in January. There's no real fresh mangoes available in Taiwan in January.
That's right.
But because we had the foresight to sort of plan or at least guess what the next volume would be the next year, we have the mango to support it. Same with the pineapples and any other fruit that we have. Like Macau is only available 1 month a year and it's all on protected land. So you actually can only really source it once a year. And then you have to keep it either in the fridge or the freezer to maintain it because it's so many volatile oils on there. We came with a huge learning curve to understand where we needed to really devote a lot of resources in the beginning to saving and preserving our fruits because we love the relationship that we have with the farmer. We love the fruit they provide, but we also want to make sure that we're able to use it and not go to a mass market source.
Okay, at the risk of alienating the sauces, do you have a favorite?
Yes. Are you willing to tell me what the favorite is? So actually what's funny is with all of our business cards have our favorite sauces on them.
Do they?
Yes, because they do see each sauce as their own personality. And for myself, the pineapple miso is my die card favorite. I put that on everything. I really love how it's mild and savory and like just slightly sweet from the pineapple, and it has a gentle kick in the back. So my favorite is to pair that with a little olive oil as my salad dressing. It is incredible. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. And what is your favorite child?
My first child, so the mango. And I tried to stray from it over the years, and I have for periods of time, but I always go back to the mango. I find it the most utilitarian, like I can use it any which way. And I personally like it in the morning on eggs, in a sandwich, on dumplings. As you can see, I tested it across a wide range. And that's really where I will die. I will die with mango.
Well, down on that hill. Okay.
Actually, I was one of my favorite things.
You're cheating on your pineapple miso?
Oh no, I was going to say that one of my favorite things about starting this brand is a lot of our customers come back to us and they tell us this story as well, where they say, you know, they've tried all the sauces and they love the passion fruit. It's like their sauce and becomes part of their identity with Empress, which we really love the fact that there's so much personality behind everything. So we encourage everybody to find their favorite because every single sauce is so different.
You are listening to Jane Chen and Alex Denner, founders of Taiwan-based Empress Hot Sauce. I'm Hope Ngo. Thank you for tuning in.